That's so. But you said Ger-und before. Do you still call this an M1 Garand?
No.
The M1 Garand doesn't have the same ring to it.
Hey guys, Dan here with Battlefield Curator. And there seems to be some controversy over how you actually pronounce a certain rifle's name. So I think I'm going to do a little consensus study. I'm going to talk to people and see what their opinion is on how they actually pronounce this. How do you say this?
M1 Garand.
M1 Garand.
I pronounce it M1 Garand.
M1 Garand?
M1 Garand.
M1 Guh-rand, Ger-und, tomato. I don't care what you call it, just as long as you get it somewhat right.
I know it was a World War II rifle.
Okay.
That's what I know about it. And I know they're really popular and highly collectible.
Do you know what World War II soldiers called this rifle during that time frame?
No.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Soldiers during World War II and Korean War called this the M1 Garand.
I knew that. I take it back.
Do you know who invented the M1 Garand?
Oh my gosh.
Nope.
No.
Not off the top of my head.
The dude's last name was Guh-rand, but he didn't pronounce it that way. He pronounced it like Ger-und or something like that.
Probably his last name was Guh-rand. I'm gonna guess that.
That's a loud minivan. They straight piped a minivan. His name was John C. Garand.
Oh.
Garand. Okay,
Garand.
so I guess the
Kinda
proper
rhymes with
pronunciation
Aaron.
would be M1 Garand. But I don't like that. I like Garand.
The M1 Garand doesn't have the same ring to it.
And so what do you think rolls off the tongue better?
Guh-rand for sure.
Garand.
Very funny. Okay, so this is kind of like a carbine situation too, right?
It could be, yeah.
Or like GIF and GIF.
Yeah.
And we will always say GIF until we die, even though the guy says it's GIF.
Soldiers during the war and official army documentation and training material and videos, they all pronounced it M1 Garand. So knowing that, would you still call this an M1 Garand?
No, Ger-und.
I would not call it M1 Garand because that sounds weird.
I still gotta say Guh-rand. You know, all those soldiers, all they went through. I mean, I'm not gonna call them wrong. So
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I still like Garand.
M1 Garand.
Sticking with it.
So you would still call it M1 Garand.
That's right.
All
And
right.
I will to my dying day.
So, but you said Ger-und before.
I don't know.
I don't know. When I was a kid and I was playing like Call of Duty 3 and like Call of Duty 2, like I'm on my PlayStation 2, I always called it the Guh-rand. If my memory serves me correctly, they called it the Guh-rand in the game. So, but it's been called both, either or. I mean, you go over to Europe and they say tomato.
I would think that the correct pronunciation is the way the inventor wanted his name. But I'd always heard it talk, M1 Garand. That's the way I've heard it pronounced.
Okay. So what would you call it now?
M1 Garand.
Do you think this is a big controversy in the military collecting world?
Sure.
Maybe if you're a loser.
Man, I don't know. I mean, it's an army rifle, so I mean, I guess they can call it whatever they want.
It's a matter of opinion.
Oh, I bet you there's without question, there is probably lots of people, kicking that football down the field. Yeah. So there you go.
So is it M1 Garand or is it M1 Garand? Let me know what you think in the comments section. If you like this kind of content, share with your compadres. And as always, be sure to learn history and curate history. Make it a great day.